How long are you going to pretend you don't see it? How long are you going to keep telling yourself that all this work you're doing on yourself, all this waking up, all this personal growth, is making you better, while you watch your relationships burn to the ground, one after another? Why does it seem that the more you awaken, the more you understand yourself, the more impossible romantic love becomes? This is the question that sits in your chest late at night, isn't it? It's the uncomfortable truth nobody in the spiritual or self-help community wants to talk about. We talk about abundance, we talk about purpose, we talk about vibration. But we don't talk about the crushing loneliness that often comes with the journey. We don't talk about the fact that waking up can feel like waking up in a room, only to find you are the only one there. You feel it, don't you? This profound disconnect. You go on dates, you meet new people, and it all feels like a performance. It feels like you're speaking a language that no one else understands. You sit across from someone, and you can see the scripts they're running. You can see the masks they're wearing. You can see the patterns they're trapped in. And you can't unsee it. Your awareness, the very thing you worked so hard to build, has become a wall. You feel like you've outgrown everyone. You look at your old friends, the ones who are in normal relationships, and you feel this strange mix of pity and envy. You pity the fact that they're perhaps unconscious, that their love is built on unexamined needs and social contracts. But you envy the comfort. You envy the ease. You envy the simple fact that they have someone. Meanwhile, you're stuck. You're too aware to go back to the old way of love, the old games, the drama, the codependency. That script feels repulsive to you now. It feels like a lie. But you're seemingly not evolved enough to find this new, transcendent connection you've been reading about. So you exist in this painful middle ground. This no man's land of connection. You feel like you're just too much. Your intensity is too much. Your honesty is too much. Your need for depth is too much. You try to shrink yourself, to play small, just to feel a flicker of connection, but it feels like you're suffocating. It feels like you're betraying yourself. And the loneliness is deep. It's not just the absence of a person. It's the absence of understanding. It's the feeling that your true, authentic self, the one you fought tooth and nail to uncover, is fundamentally unlovable. That this awakened you is destined to be alone. You wonder, late at night, with a hollow feeling in your stomach, is this the price? Is this the trade-off? Did I trade connection for consciousness? Did I heal myself so much that I healed myself right out of the possibility of being loved? You've tried to solve it, haven't you? You've tried all the things the awakened are supposed to do. First, you tried the spiritual bypass. You told yourself that romantic love is just an attachment. It's an ego trap. It's a lower vibration desire. You tried to meditate it away. You tried to transcend your human need for connection. You told yourself, I am whole and complete on my own. I don't need anyone. But your heart didn't listen. The human yearning for partnership, for mirroring, for a hand to hold in the dark, it didn't go away. It just got quieter and sadder. Then, you tried the opposite. You went on the hunt. You turned finding a partner into another self-help project. You got on the dating apps, you went to the spiritual workshops, the yoga retreats, the conscious gatherings, convinced your evolved partner must be there. But all you found were people just as wounded as you, or people wearing an even more convincing, spiritual mask. You created checklists. Are they conscious? Do they know their attachment style? Have they healed their childhood trauma? Have they done the work? Dating stopped being a connection and started being an interrogation. It became an exhausting, sterile process of filtering. And it left you feeling more cynical than ever. And finally, you tried the great compromise. You tried to date normal people again. People who aren't on this journey. You tried to just pretend. You tried to mute your own colors, to dim your own light. You pretended to be interested in small talk. You bit your tongue when you wanted to talk about the universe, about meaning, about the fears and dreams that keep you awake. You wore the mask. You played the role. And you felt a part of your soul dying every second you did it. The relationship, if it even started, would crumble under the weight of this inauthenticity. It couldn't breathe. You couldn't breathe. Every single attempt has just dug the hole deeper. Every failure has reinforced the terrifying belief, something is wrong with me. The old kind of love is dead, and the new kind seems impossible to find. But what if the problem isn't what you think it is? What if you're not broken? What if you're not too evolved or too much? What if the very foundation of what you think romantic love is the entire problem? What if the reason it's dying is because it needs to die? You've been trying to fit your new, expanded, awakened self into an old, tiny, broken box. And the pain you're feeling is the sound of that box finally shattering. There was a brilliant psychologist, a man who understood the human soul perhaps more deeply than any other, named Carl Rogers. And he gave us a map. He gave us a name for this exact feeling. This feeling of being split in two. This feeling of wearing a mask, of performing, of feeling a painful, aching gap between the person you are on the inside, and the person you show to the world. He called it incongruence. Incongruence. It is the most profound and painful state a human being can experience. It is a civil war inside your own heart. It is the root cause of almost all our anxiety, our depression, and our feelings of isolation. And for the awakened, for people like us, this incongruence becomes magnified 1,000 times. Here is what's happening to you. Before your journey, that gap was smaller. You didn't know who you were on the inside. You were the mask. You were the roles you played. You were the good son, or the dutiful daughter, or the successful professional, or the caring partner. Your identity was built on what other people thought of you. You were living a life prescribed to you. Then, you started to wake up. Maybe it was a book. Maybe it was a heartbreak. Maybe it was a quiet moment of despair. But something cracked open. And for the first time, you began to hear a whisper. A voice from deep within. This was your real self. Your authentic, organismic self, as Rogers called it. It's the you were before the world told you who to be. As you started to listen to this voice, as you started to meditate, to journal, to heal, this real self got louder. It got stronger. It started to have opinions. It started to say no to things it used to say yes to. It started to value truth. It started to crave authenticity. But the mask didn't change. The role of the romantic partner that you learned as a child, that script was still the same. And so the gap between your emerging real self and the old mask you're supposed to wear, it widened. It became a canyon. This is the pain you are in. It's not that you can't find love. It's that you are trying to find love from a place of profound internal division. You are trying to build a bridge to another person when your own 2 feet are on 2 different, warring continents. The romantic love you see in the movies, the one you were taught to crave, was a love designed for the masks. It was a transaction. It was a bargain. I will play the role of the perfect, strong provider, if you will play the role of the perfect, nurturing caretaker. I will pretend not to see your flaws, if you will pretend not to see mine. I will give you validation, if you will make me feel secure. Your real self, your awakened soul, cannot participate in this transaction anymore. It finds it repulsive. It is a lie. And so, it must die. It is dying inside of you. And you are grieving its death, while simultaneously being terrified that nothing will replace it. And before we continue this journey, I need to know who is with me. From which city or country are you watching me right now? Let me know here in the comments. And if this subject has already touched you in some way, subscribe to the channel. It is your subscription that helps us continue to bring this message. So we stand in the ruins of this old idea of love, in this labyrinth of the self, feeling trapped. We know we can't go back to the performance. We can't put the mask back on, it doesn't fit anymore, and it suffocates us. But we don't know how to build a connection without it. We don't have a map for this new territory. To find the map, we have to go deeper into Carl Rogers's work. We have to understand how the mask was built in the first place. The mystery of our pain, this incongruence, begins the moment we are born. Roger said that every one of us is born with two fundamental things. The first is what he called the real self or the organismic self. This is your core. Your essence. It's the you that is purely intuitive, authentic, and present. Think of a baby. A baby is perfectly congruent. It is a perfect expression of its real self. When it's hungry, it cries. When it's happy, it laughs. When it's in pain, it wails. It does not hide its feelings to make the parent more comfortable. It doesn't analyze, is this the right time to be hungry? Will I be judged for crying? It just is. This is your true nature. This is the voice you started to hear when you woke up. The second thing we are born with is a profound, desperate, overriding need for what Rogers called positive regard. In simple terms, we need to be loved. We need to be accepted. We need to be valued. For a baby, this isn't just a psychological want, it's a survival instinct. If our caregivers don't regard us, we will not be fed, we will not be protected. We will die. And this is where the tragedy begins. This is where the labyrinth is built. Very quickly in our lives, we learn that the love we receive is not unconditional. We learn that this positive regard from our parents, our teachers, our society, comes with strings attached. We learn, very early, what Rogers called conditions of worth. Conditions of worth are the invisible rules. They are the silent bargains we are forced to make. A little boy falls and cries. His father says, "Big boys don't cry. Stop it." The condition is, I will only love you, I will only value you, if you are tough. Your sadness is not acceptable. So, the little boy learns to cut off his sadness. He buries it. He builds the first piece of his mask, the tough guy. A little girl gets angry and yells. Her mother says, "That's not very ladylike. Good girls are quiet and sweet." The condition is, I will only love you if you are pleasant. Your anger is not acceptable. So, she learns to swallow her anger. She buries her power. She builds her mask, the good girl. Mommy is only proud of you when you get an A. Daddy only pays attention to you when you win the game. You'll only be popular if you wear these clothes. You'll only be desirable if you look this way. You'll only be a good Christian if you suppress these sinful thoughts. Every single one of these messages is a condition of worth. And with each condition, we are faced with an impossible choice. Do I stay true to my real self, my sadness, my anger, my authentic feeling, and risk losing the love I need to survive? Or do I abandon my real self, cut off that part of me, and perform the action that will get me the love? For a child, this isn't a choice. It's a survival mechanism. We must choose the love. And so, piece by piece, we build a new self. Rogers called this the ideal self. This ideal self is a ghost. It's a construct. It's a collage of all the rules and all the conditions and all the expectations that other people have placed upon us. It is the perfect version of us that we believe we must be in order to be loved. We wear this mask, this ideal self, for so long that we forget it's a mask. We believe we are the tough guy. We believe we are the good girl. We believe we are the successful overachiever. Our real self, meanwhile, is buried alive. It's in the basement, silenced and starved, while the mask lives our life for us. Now, let's connect this directly to romantic love. What conditions of worth did you learn about love? What scripts were you handed? From movies? From fairy tales? From the songs on the radio? Love is, finding your other half. Condition, you are not whole on your own. Love is, jealousy. Condition, if you don't feel jealous, you don't really care. Love is, drama and passion. Condition, if it's calm and peaceful, it must be boring. Love is, needing someone to complete you. Love is, you can't live without them. Love is, being a strong man who never shows weakness. Love is being a ride or die woman who tolerates bad behavior. The romantic love that is dying is a love built entirely on these conditions. It's a transaction between two ideal selves. It's a performance where two people, both wearing heavy masks, agree to play their roles. I will be the perfect boyfriend you've always dreamed of, if you will be the perfect girlfriend my family expects. This is why it's failing for you. Your awakening is the process of your real self finally breaking out of the basement. Your real self, your authentic, conscious core, is staging a revolution. And this real self looks at the old scripts for romantic love and says, "No. I will not perform. I will not shrink myself to fit your expectations. I will not pretend to be half of a whole. I will not trade my authenticity for your approval." This is the war. The love you were taught is dying because it was always a lie. It was never love. It was a bargain. It was an agreement between two masks. But one of you, has started to take the mask off. And the most terrifying part is, you look in the mirror, you see your real face, perhaps for the first time, and you have no idea how to love it. And you have no idea if anyone else will be able to love it either. This is the labyrinth. You are stuck between a life that is a lie, and a new life you have no idea how to build. So what is the key? What is the answer that Carl Rogers discovered? If the problem is the gap, the incongruence, then the solution must be to close the gap. The solution is congruence. The solution is to have your inner, real self, and your outer, ideal self, become the same thing. The solution is radical, terrifying, earth-shattering authenticity. But wait. You've tried that, haven't you? You've tried being your authentic self. You've tried being blunt and honest, and it just pushed people away. You were called difficult or intense. That is not the congruence Rogers was talking about. That is often just the mask of the awakened person. It's just another form of defense. The real key, the aha moment, the one thing that unlocks the entire labyrinth, is not just being authentic. It's what allows you to be authentic. The key is what Carl Rogers called unconditional positive regard. This is the great revelation. Remember those conditions of worth? I will only love you if. Unconditional positive regard is the opposite. It is the most powerful healing force on the planet. It is love without the if. It is the practice of looking at yourself, at your real self, with all its flaws, its messiness, its unspiritual thoughts, its anger, its fear, its sadness, its neediness, and saying, "I see you. You are allowed to be here. You are worthy of love. Exactly as you are." This is the work. This is the entire journey. The reason romantic love is dying is because it was built on conditions of worth. The new love that is waiting to be born, the love for the awakened, is built on unconditional positive regard. But here is the secret that no one talks about: you will never be able to receive unconditional love from another person, until you learn how to give it to yourself. Why? Because even if the most perfect, loving, conscious partner on earth shows up and loves you unconditionally, your own internal conditions of worth will reject it. Your inner critic will sabotage it. You will not trust it. You will think, they just don't see the real me. They don't see the broken, ugly parts. If they really knew me, they would run away. And so, you will run away first. You will push them away. You will find a flaw. You will prove to yourself that you are, in fact, unlovable. You will recreate the pattern, because the pattern is all you've ever known. The Great Awakening is not just becoming aware of the world. It is becoming aware of your own conditions of worth. It is the moment you stop trying to find a partner who will finally heal you, and you take on the job of healing yourself. The solution is not a dating strategy. It is a fundamental change in your relationship with you. It is the daily, moment-to-moment practice of self-acceptance. It's when you feel lonely, and instead of racing to an app, you put your hand on your own heart and say, "I am here with you." This feeling is allowed. It's when you make a mistake, and instead of beating yourself up, you say, I am human. I am learning. I am still worthy of love. This is the key that unlocks the mask. When you stop judging yourself, you no longer need the mask. The mask was only there to protect you from the judgment of others. But when your own self-acceptance becomes more powerful than your fear of their rejection, the mask dissolves. It falls away. And for the first time, your real self walks out into the world. You become congruent. What you feel on the inside is what you show on the outside. Not as an act of aggression, but as an act of peace. This revelation made sense to you? I really want to know your opinion. And if you made it this far, it's because you are part of the 1% who truly seek to evolve. So, if you haven't already, subscribe now so you don't miss the next video and tell me which city you managed to reach the end from. And here is what happens next. Here is the new path. When you live from this place of congruence, everything changes. The old desperation, the frantic searching, the painful anxiety around love, it just fades. It's not that you stop wanting connection. It's that you stop needing it to feel whole. You have finally become your own source of love. You are no longer alone, because you have you. You are your own partner. You are your own anchor. You are whole, all by yourself. And a funny thing happens when you are whole. You stop attracting other masks. You stop attracting people who need you to be their savior, or people who need you to be their project. Your very energy, your congruent, authentic presence, becomes a filter. It repels the old, conditional way of love. And it begins to attract other real selves. This is the new love. It is not romantic love. It is authentic love. It is not two half people, trying to complete each other. It is two whole people, choosing to share their journey. It is a love based not on need, but on choice. Not on conditions, but on acceptance. It is a connection where you are loved not in spite of your flaws, but including them. It is a space where you are finally safe to put down the mask, because you already took it off for yourself. You asked at the beginning, how long will you pretend you don't see it? Now you see. You are not broken. You are not too much. You are not destined to be alone. You are simply graduating. You are finishing the most painful, terrifying, and profoundly beautiful process a human can go through, the process of becoming real. Romantic love, the old way, is dying. Thank God. Because its death is making room for a love that can actually, for the first time, set you, and let you, be free.